Alright everyone, welcome back to the second session for today's lesson. So right now you are looking at the slideshow lesson for your second session. As you can see the title of the video lesson, we are going to study the writing break 3, and the section that we will focus is building your vocabulary on page 66. So for this video lesson, there are two main contents. The first one, you will study 4 keywords that is in the books, and the other one you are going to study one lesson, which is the word formation, how you can change the meaning of the word and how you can change the part of speech of those specific vocabularies. So without any further ado, let's look at the lesson on your book, which is on page 66. So on page 66, there are vocabularies on one side and there are sentences on the other side. Why you see this type of this lesson? Because on the left hand side, there are vocabulary with different part of speech. So each part of speech may use differently in the sentence. That is why you need to understand where you need to put noun and where you need to put the verbs in the sentence. So without any further ado, let's look at this exercise all together. I am not going to emphasize the meaning of this vocabulary because it is relatively easy for all of you. So let's focus on the use of this word. So here we have the word introduce, which function as the verb, and for the noun it is the introduction. Okay, so it comes from the word introduce, and if you want it to be to change the word introduce to form a noun, you need to add this one, tion, so it becomes introduction. So if you look at 3 sentences right here, I am going to, which is the future simple with be and going to, right? With will and be going to. So going to here is the form to express the future, and be going to we use to plus verb, we use with verb. So here I am going to introduce. So the correct answer that you are going to use is to introduce, which function as verb. So here is the correct answer. I am going to introduce you to my friends. Let's move on to letter B. This book has a detail. So as you can see here, if you see the word detail, ed like this, which means it functions as an adjective. So adjective mostly stand in front of noun, used to modify noun. So you need the word introduction, which functions as noun in this case. So here, this book has a detailed introduction. Okay, and for the last one, day, a new operating system a week ago. Sure, for this one, you cannot just drag the word to complete here. You need to change the verb because day is the subject and simple we need verb right here, but the tense that you are going to use is the past tense because they used the word a week ago. So here I'm going to insert a text box here. So what you need to do is to type the word they need to introduce. In past tense you need to add ed or d because we already have our e already. So here they introduce a new operating system a week ago. Okay, let's move on to the second box, connects and connection. Again, they are trying to connect to the two networks. Sure, we need verb right here. Okay, just copy it and put it here. The bridge will connects the island to the mainland. For sure we need the verb again. The last one, there is no connection between these two cases. Again, when you see the word no, generally it's used in front of noun. Okay, copy it right here. Alright everyone, so after I demonstrate this form of exercise, I hope you will be able to know the function of each part of speech, where to use noun, where to use verb in the sentence. Here are another exercise. I hope you can do it yourself in your book, which is on page 66 of the Writing Break 3 books. Now let's move on to the last agenda of our today lesson, which is about word formation. So word formation simply means you transform the words. You can transform the meaning of the word from a positive to a negative meaning. You can transform the function or the part of speech from verbs to noun, from noun to verb, from noun to adjective. To do this word formation process, you need two things. Okay, you need to understand two things. The first one is prefix and the second one is suffix. So here are the definitions of the word prefix and suffix. So when we use a prefix, mainly it is defined as a letter or group of letters that we add to the beginning of a word to form new words. Again, prefix generally come at the beginnings of the word. So prefix can be used to guess the meaning of the word. Actually, it focuses on the meaning. When you use prefix, you turn the meanings of the word. However, when you use the suffix, it's referred to the letter or syllable that we add to the end of the word to create new words. Okay, you transform the functions of the word from a noun to adjective, so on and so forth. So here are some examples of the prefix that I found on the internet, and it is really helpful for the vocabulary building lesson. Here, if you can see the prefix, we have the word none, pro, anti, or some people call anti, or we have the word ex, we have the word under, over, please, and there's a lot more. When you see this prefix at the beginning of the word, you can guess the meaning of the words. So when you see the word none, you can guess that it is not connected with, or it just simply means not. For example, when we say the word formal or non-formal. So non-formal, which means it is not connected to formal. When we say governmental, non-governmental, which means this word has the opposite meanings. Oh, sorry. And for the word pro, which means in favor of, pro-verb, pro-school, pro-peace. So this one not typically popular to use. However, the word anti or antis, so anti which means against or opposite. Let's say violent. So people who claim to be anti-violence, which means they are opposites to violence. They don't like violence. When we say anti-social, which means they are opposed to the word social. So ex means former, so ex-president, or we simply pronounce ex-president, ex-wife, ex-girlfriend, ex-boyfriend. That is why the term ex come in our country. It comes from the word ex, which means former or the past. All right. So these table really helpful to guess the meaning of the word, that you can use this prefix to determine the meaning of the words. Okay, now let's move on to the other one, which is suffix. So suffix come at the end of the vocabulary. Mostly it change the meanings of the word. It change the function of the word. If you look at here is the word modern. So modern mostly refer to the adjective. It is a modern society. But if you want to change this adjective into the verb, you need to use the suffix ize, which become modernize, visual, visualize, right? And fy, which means simply, become simplify, uh, solid become solidifies, uh, broad become broaden, which means make it bigger, widens make it wider, fasten make it faster, or shorten it, which means to make it shorter, sharp, which means to make it sharpen, which means you cut some things, right? So these are how you can change from one part of speech to another part of speech by using suffix. So here are a list of suffix that you can use, and be careful with these suffix, because sometimes you can use it in the wrong word. Let's look at the word hope. Okay, hope, and then you can use the word ful, which means hopeful, to change from noun to adjective. Home, another example. Okay, so home, oh no, but it can say money. So money is a noun, and then when you say moneyless, which means you have no money. Home, which means a place where you live, but when you add the suffix less, it becomes homeless. So why I am showing you this word formation process lesson? Because it can build your vocabulary dramatically. When you learn only the word home, you can add the word nest to become whole. Sorry, when you learn the word home, you can make another words from the word home. When you add suffix, which means homeless, you can learn two words, right? So when you know the suffix and prefix, you will be able to transform the vocabulary that you have already knows to another vocabularies, a new words. So everyone, that's it for the second video lessons. I hope you enjoy this video lesson, and be careful with our current situations. Don't forget about the COVID-19. So everyone, stay safe and have fun. Thank you.